What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today we're going to be talking about the price of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin recently continued to rally up to the $8,900 level. Our current resistance is exactly $8,900 on the Coinbase chart. Also, with the way that I have been mapping out this price channel, it seems as though we have exited the price channel. There are different ways to interpret what's going on right now, but personally, I do think that we are exiting the price channel, and we've already had a nice move above the price channel. And right now, we're going to be looking to potentially turn that previous downward sloping resistance into new support. And as you may have seen, I am wearing the CryptoWatch hoodie that I got in the mail recently from our sponsor. CryptoWatch is the platform that I use in all of my videos. I also have the ability to manage my entire crypto portfolio all from this platform. I can manage trades, I can take leverage positions on Kraken, I can do all kinds of things using the CryptoWatch platform. Definitely click that link below and sign up right now. Now let's get started on the Bitcoin analysis. Right now I'm on the homepage looking at the asset card list for CryptoWatch. We can see that Bitcoin is sort of beginning to trade sideways over the past 24 hours. And we can see that most of the top altcoins are following Bitcoin with the sideways consolidation. We also have Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin SV, two competing blockchains, both up majorly over the past week. Bitcoin Cash is up 40% in the past week, and Bitcoin SV is up over 170% in the past week. Of course, this is all based on news that Craig Wright may or may not have proof that he is the real Satoshi, but we'll have to see how that all really plays out. Another big gainer over the past week is Dash. Dash is currently up 45% in the past 24 hours, and it's up 134% in the past week. So we can see that money is returning back to the crypto market. There's a lot of FOMO taking place, and a lot of the top altcoins are beginning to see growth again. So we are seeing a spark of life come back to the crypto market across the board. Now let's get right into the Bitcoin analysis. With the way that I've been mapping out the price channel over the past 6 months, basically what I've done is I've used the areas with the most touch points, right? I used the area that has the most wicks touching the downward sloping resistance line, which is this area right here. Some people are interpreting this downward sloping price channel by using the top wicks, right? Using these two top wicks, and then, determining that we are at resistance right now. Either of these interpretations are correct. You can use any of these interpretations. There is no one right way to interpret the market necessarily. Personally, I do think that we are exiting the price channel right now. I think we have moved above that downward sloping resistance line, and Bitcoin is making some good bullish progress. Now let's take a look at the price channel as a whole. We can see that for the most part, this price channel has not been able to really get any higher lows. We had this descending triangle where we had mostly horizontal lows, and then we dropped down to this consolidation area, mostly horizontal lows, another lower low. After this major pump, we saw lower lows again, and then we found a horizontal low, a slightly lower low. But since then, we've been creating higher lows within this price channel. For the first time in over half a year, we've been getting consistent higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and a break of the downward sloping resistance. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see that this move has gone parabolic. Bitcoin is within a parabolic trend right now, and it has currently not actually exited this parabolic trend, and there is technically more room to move to the upside. In my opinion, if we do break into a lower low here in the short term, if we break out of this trajectory, then very likely the parabolic trend would actually be breaking if we can't remain above this upward sloping trend and continue up to 9,100. If we trade out of this area and pull back, I would say that that's most likely a clear indication that this parabolic trend has broken. So in the very short term here, we're going to be able to determine if this parabolic trend is going to be continuing, or if we're going to trend out of here and maybe pull back to retest some previous resistance as new support. As we can see that price channel, we had resistance here along in this price channel, and we broke up above that. It's possible that we could be looking to retest 8,000 on the next pullback to retest previous resistance as potential new support and look to see if we can get a bounce off this level. Within this range, in between about 7,700 and 9,100, previously, we have seen a lot of chop in this range. This area has seen a lot of chop in this range. And, in between 7,700 and 9,100, we have a lot of movement, right? Bitcoin's price tends to range within this area, and it would not be a surprise to me for the price to see a consolidation within this range before any sort of major breakout, right? I think more likely we're going to look for a consolidation within this range before moving into the halving, which is coming up in just a few months here in May. As you guys know, personally, I like to trade macro swings. I like to take advantage of the macro moves within the market. I don't really care all too much about the short term. I'm more focused on the long term. Right now, some long-term resistance is going to be coming in between 9,100 and about 9,500 or so, which is the previous support of this descending triangle. So this area right here is actually an extremely key resistance to get above. If Bitcoin does manage to break above this level and we start to range above 10,000, once we get above 10,000, 10,500, I become extremely bullish on Bitcoin. After we break above 10,000, 10,500, I would actually say that we are very likely looking to retest 20,000 once again. If we can manage to get above this resistance here and get above that high here, 10,500, at this point, guys, we're actually creating macro higher highs on the chart. We would actually be creating a macro higher high here. And this would, in my opinion, mean that Bitcoin does have enough momentum to actually retest up to the $20,000 level and look for potential resistance along that area, continue within this upward sloping trend, and break above 20,000. And what I mean by this upward sloping trend is the upward sloping trend that we see in all the halving periods. If we just take a look at this chart right here, we can see that Bitcoin tends to repeat the same type of cycles in all the halving periods. We bounce off this upward sloping trend repeatedly after all the parabolic advances, right, on all the halving periods so far. Bitcoin is getting a bounce off that upward sloping trend right now. And, once we, trade sideways and break above that $10,000, $10,500 level, this will be a macro higher high. And after this, guys, it's very likely that we're going to be looking to retest 20,000 and then potentially have one more pullback before the all-time high break. This is still what I think is most likely. This is generally the cycle that Bitcoin goes through within each halving period. So do not be surprised to see, maybe some more upside, but mainly some sideways action and a consolidation going into the next few months and then pushing up going into the halving here. And then most likely we're going to have a sell the news event where people sell after the halving takes place, right? And then smart money will be reaccumulating Bitcoin. Smart money is going to be accumulating Bitcoin here, and smart money will be accumulating Bitcoin on that next retest of this upward sloping support line. Of course, guys, you want to be accumulating along this upward sloping trend, right? This is generally how Bitcoin executes the halving cycle. We rally off the upward sloping trend. You guys want to be accumulating at the upward sloping trend area, and right now that is generally where we are. So this is not financial advice, but this is just how I'm seeing the charts right now. Also, another key indicator to keep in mind right now is the parabolic stop and reverse indicator. We can see that Bitcoin generally does trend with this indicator for long periods of time without fail, right? This happens a lot unless there's a long-term major consolidation taking place. We generally see Bitcoin trend with this indicator for long periods of time, right? And right now we're actually getting a flip to the bullish side. We see this trending for long periods of time. Bitcoin just got a flip to the bullish side on the parabolic stop reverse indicator. Now, the way that I think most likely this will be playing out is we're going to see this parabolic stop reverse indicator trend to the upside with Bitcoin for the next few months. Now, this doesn't mean necessarily that Bitcoin's just going to moon necessarily. I don't think this is the likely outcome here. I think more likely we'll be trading sideways for a bit and then rallying up going into the halving, right? And we'll be trending with this indicator for a few months here. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, definitely share it with your friends, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to sign up with the CryptoWatch platform. It is the platform that I use in all of my videos. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.